Hey everyone, ready to dive deep.
Always.
Today we're exploring this thing called multiplicative content in game design.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right.
Um,
It's how developers make games crazy addictive, you know?
yeah.
We're using this article by a developer, Reactorcore.
Oh, I've heard of them. They're pretty sharp.
Super insightful stuff.
Cool. So are we talking about, like, how to make games that just keep giving?
Exactly. It's not just about adding more content.
Right.
It's about how that content changes the whole game experience.
Like how it all fits together.
You got it. They talk about additive content
Okay.
versus multiplicative content.
Yeah, I'm listening.
And it's like mind-blowing how different they are.
I bet.
When you think about those terms, what comes to mind?
Well, with additive content, it's like you're just getting more of the same, right?
Yeah.
More levels, more characters, but it doesn't really change how you play.
Like adding toppings to a pizza you already love.
Exactly. It's good,
Yeah.
but not exactly revolutionary.
Haha, yeah. But then there's multiplicative.
Okay, so what's that like?
It's like those additions interact with the existing game in a way that like explodes the possibilities.
So it changes the way you approach the game.
Completely. You're not just playing more, you're playing differently.
Interesting. So you're saying it's more about depth than just breadth?
100%. And Reactorcore, they actually push back a little
On what?
on how even ChatGPT defines this whole thing.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
They're saying it's not just T, what you add,
Okay.
but how W it interacts with the stuff that's already there.
Right, you're right.
Like even a basic new level or character
Yeah,
can become multiplicative if it's designed right.
I see. So it's all about the design philosophy behind it.
Exactly. They even bring up this thing called, get ready for it,
Hit me.
a heuristics-driven decision tree randomizer.
Whoa!
I know, right?
That's so mouthful.
That sounds super complex.
Definitely.
But basically, it's how they make randomness in games
No.
actually makes sense, you know?
So it's not just totally random.
It's like controlled chaos.
Ooh, I like that.
Like imagine a game where every time you play,
Yeah.
things are different, but it still feels logical.
So like some structure to the randomness.
Precisely. And that's where this decision tree comes in.
Okay. Makes sense. I'm starting to see how this all works. Yeah, it's like having a set of rules behind the scenes.
Right.
So the game can surprise you, but it's still within certain boundaries.
Totally. They use the example of like a military base level,
Uh-huh.
but instead of it being the same every time, certain things change.
I like that.
Like where the enemies are,
Yeah.
what kind of resources you find.
Okay.
Even the layout of the terrain could be different.
Whoa. So every time you play, it's like a new experience. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the idea, to keep it fresh.
That's cool. I could see how that'd be really engaging for players.
Right.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that be like crazy hard to design?
Well, yeah, it takes some clever planning. They actually have some diagrams in the article
Oh, really?
showing how they build these rooms and connect them in different ways,
Interesting.
even using algorithms to block off certain areas.
So it's not just random, it's like
It's guided randomness.
guided. Yeah. Like it has a purpose.
Exactly. They even mention their own game,
Oh, yeah.
where you're like a tiny organism traveling through the human body,
What?
and each playthrough would take you on a different path.
That's amazing.
Right. It's like a whole new world every time.
So it's levels, but this multiplicative thing, it goes beyond that, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What about like characters and equipment?
Well, think about it.
Yeah.
You could have a character,
Yeah.
like that soldier in the example,
Okay.
but instead of fixed abilities, their stats are randomized.
Interesting.
So one time they might have a sniper rifle, next time a shotgun.
Oh, wow. That'd keep you on your toes.
Right. You'd never know what to expect.
And items too, I guess.
Absolutely. Every new item added just explodes the possibilities.
It's like the combinations just keep growing and growing.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so powerful.
Yeah.
And it keeps things interesting, you know?
Totally.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder what kind of games AED make if we could, design them.
Oh, that's fun.
Hmm.
What about you?
Ooh, I don't know. I've always loved games that give you choices, like really meaningful ones.
Yeah, me too. Like, what if you had a game
Yeah.
where the world actually changes based on what you do?
Whoa.
Like the enemies, the landscape, everything.
That would be wild. Kind of like those open world RPGs, but even more dynamic.
Exactly. Like, imagine a crafting system
Oh, yeah.
where you could combine stuff and get crazy, unexpected results.
So it's not just the content itself, it's how it all connects.
Right. Like giving players the tools to create their own experiences.
That's powerful. We've been talking about these big games, but
Yeah.
does this work for smaller games too, like indie games?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
In fact, I think indie developers are like the masters of this stuff.
Really? Why do you think that is?
I think they're more willing to experiment, take risks.
Yeah, that makes sense. Any examples come to mind?
Oh, well, there's Spelunky. That's a classic.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. It's like a platformer with random levels, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Every time you play, it's different. Super addictive.
I bet. What else?
FTL, that's another one.
FTL.
Faster Than Light. It's a space game, but like roguelike.
Roguelike, so permadeath and stuff.
Yeah. High stakes. Every decision matters.
I can see how that would be intense.
Oh, it is. Definitely worth checking out.
So, to wrap things up here,
Yeah.
what should our listeners be looking for when they play games now?
Pay attention to how the different parts fit together.
Like those aha moments.
Exactly. When something unexpected happens and it's like, wow, the game did that.
That's what makes it fun, right? The surprises.
For sure. And, hey, maybe you'll even get inspired to make your own game someday.
Ooh, I like that. Who knows, right? Maybe there's a future game developer listening right now.
Maybe.
That's it for the deep dive, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this deep dive.
See you next time.
Catch you later.